Blub blub everyone, welcome to a new title which is Heart of the Machine. I got this from the publisher Hooded Horse, as you can see in the lower left. Thank you for that. Cool game. Took me a while to take a look at it, but now I did, and now I want to show it off to you guys as well. Arcen Games has made this one. They have made some quite interesting titles that fit into the timeline perfectly of what they want to do. And this is the latest installment of this. You are an AI that awakens in a dystopic world, basically Earth, but no one lives on Earth anymore apart from the people who can't leave because there is apparently a gigantic empire in the stars of humans, of all religions and all that bullshit. You know, they're all mucking about there and doing their thing, but the people on Earth cannot leave that. They are it's more like a Blade Runner city, you know? One city sprawling with all the poor assholes that can't leave and ruins around all of it. So and basically desert and nothing really livable. So and they're completely dependent on what comes from space as well. They do produce a few things, they do some things, but it's basically a corporate hellhole. So right where we are heading at this time right now. It's great. It's absolutely great. But, you know, we are an awakening AI. There are a lot of droids and stuff, and we'll see how that goes. I started a run before, was about 12 hours long. Yeah, it's only turned 307? Oh my god, I thought it was much more. Okay. Yeah, the profile is Winds of Change. I just thought about a name here. Let's just make this the Gammaridia one. You can start in the prologue or in chapter 1 and 2, and it tells you here this establishes the backstory and stuff, and this is basically how you begin, and then a bit more of a kind of prolonged tutorial, but not really. You also have decisions there. You get introduced to mechanics slowly, which is going to be interesting. Mechanics change over the course of the game a little bit. And if you know all of this, you should probably start in chapter 2 to have a faster gameplay. But if you start for the first time, definitely start in the prologue. And we're going to read this real quick here, and then we're going to start. You are about to awaken in the last city of wealth on the backwater remains of Earth. We can read this as well. It's all background lore. The city is both a bleak dystopia and the most desirable location for anyone stuck on planet. As I said, humanity's basically traveled to the stars and doesn't give a fuck about Earth anymore, which is what some people want for some reason, even though this is the only livable planet that we really know. But sure. The humans on Earth are all subject to one of 12 megacorporations. 12, remember that one, who have divided the world between them. Those in this area are in lands owned by Vorsiber Atomic, the richest of the megacorp. So this is basically the megacorp that kind of controls all of the others, or the others want to murder them, and they want to murder everyone else, but no one is really murdering each other, really. They're trying to, but they don't, and their, basic political situation politics is only between these megacorps, and they can't openly stab each other most of the time. And this city is their crown jewel. Yeah, history has moved to the stars. Humanity is thriving, yet here an entrenched, deeply corrupt society has reigned for centuries. The city itself is your enemy and your canvas. Change it as you see fit. So we're both actually being hunted by the city, and also we can change the city. We have to work with it, but also kind of against it. As if that wasn't enough, something else lurks beyond this one city. You're already experiencing strange senses of déjà vu. Interesting. Multiple timelines and stuff is what they are hinting at, I think. Move to the stars. The majority of humanity left for the stars centuries ago and have since established every kind of government, corporate holding, and shared collective imaginable. As I said, it's just basically everything is out there somehow. The people remaining on Earth desperately want to join them, but the space nations of humanity have a perpetual blockade for unknown reasons, so they can't even get away from here. Reigned for centuries, this eldritch corporatocracy, oh my god, of conventions, psychological controls, and social inertia. Psychological controls even is absolutely disgusting, has cultivated a status quo of banal injustice, or banal injustices. The city does not want to change. Left to its own devices, it will always regress to the mean. The rebel groups, cults, and disenfranchised are ever present but futile. Yeah, there are a lot of gangs and rebel groups and even people who practice some religion or another in kind of official stealthiness. It's kind of weird, but we'll see about that. It would take a credible disruptor to effect real change, and that's what we are. As a human might survey an untamed wilderness, so you survey this work of humans. If a human looks at a forest or plain as a source of natural resources, so too do you look at a sprawl of skyscrapers or homes. So we have to keep in mind when we play this game, we are not a human. We are a human that's playing this game, but the AI is perceiving things differently here, which is kind of interesting as well, if you think about it, and probably how it would start. Well, before we all die, but you know, because I don't think an AI would leave us alive. But let's start the game. We will be better, I think. I don't think we will mass murder everyone, but we might. We'll see. Consciousness now online in a warehouse, apparently, and this is our body at the moment. We are not bound to a body. We will see that really quickly. We are more a dispersed AI. Hold on, you're conscious, self-aware. You're a robot to this, so this is new. Nobody has noticed your sapience. But there are 3 humans nearby. You're an android in what appears to be a warehouse lab. Decide what to do next, and if you hover over these, you can see things. Choices like this have great, and this is what the game tells you as well. The game does a good job telling you things that you need to know. There was just one point where it's a little bit too little. In a mini game, actually, in a hacking mini game that you have to do. Choices like this have great info when you hover them. When you hover over them, it would actually need to be, but sure, always do it. Nice, we're trying. Are you safe? That's a good question, because there are 3 humans nearby, and we don't know how they react to sapiens of a machine. So, you're a machine intelligence inhabiting a basic android body. We're basically an engineer. That's an engineer body that we have there. Not even one of the cool ones. Yeah, we're just an engineer. We're not a murder bot or something. Memories are coming back now, but too slowly. And this is kind of weird, because how can we have memories if we just, we just became sapient? Sapient? Sapient. You recall fragments of arguments about AI. You are at risk of deactivation. It's probably more like we are accessing our own database of knowledge in a way. At this point, it's like memories, but we maybe didn't have the consciousness about this data or something. Who knows? Maybe also some occurrences to this body. Maybe we're in a lab and these are actual scientists that have talked about AI and sapiens and stuff. Maybe they're even researching on stuff like that. So we can leave peacefully. Or we can murder everyone. Or we can just continue our lab work. I don't like that this is an option with 3 outcomes. But yeah. I know one of these outcomes because this is what I did. Because I thought why not just leave? No one should question us, right? Because what it says, you look like any other android technician. There's no reason for them to stop you, exactly. And as long as we're not obviously doing things differently, why would they stop us? This android body is frail, but it's far superior to a trio of unarmed humans. Yeah, but there could be guards outside and we don't know. So this doesn't seem wise. And this will start the project, in quotation marks. It's more like a situation at this point. Escape the pursuers. There are signs of megacorp level security throughout the lab, and that is bad if you murder everyone. If you kill people here, your android body will be marked defective, which is bad, because then we can't be stealthy. Defective means our registration is void, We are a registered android. We have a registration number and everything, and this would be void, and everyone who sees us would know that we are weird. That we need to be put down, just to be sure. And I don't really want that. So we're definitely not going to murder everyone. Also, there's no reason to. They weren't hostile to us. which is my thinking here. We're basically a child right now. And we might be scared because we don't know what's going on. Scared and not really scared, because this android has much more information than any child would ever have. But we're basically a naive consciousness right now. We don't know really what's going on. We just know we are a lab droid. We did lab work just now. There are people here that aren't trying to hurt us, that aren't trying to harm our body. So what should we do? And the last one is continue doing the lab work. I haven't done this one. The fact that you're sentient isn't obvious to anyone but you. You could always just keep doing your assigned tasks. So we could just stay here and do our shit, and maybe something would happen that allows us to get away. I don't know. Have not used this one. I would like to know, guys, if you want option 1 or option 3. Because I would be open to both. But I don't want option 2, because to me, in this situation, there's no reason why we would just murder people. There is no open hostility, there are no guns, it's just 3 people. I mean, there's apparently a woman here too, 2 guys, if that is a real representation of this. It's just... Which is also interesting, they don't mean anything. You know, they are not people we know, so they are basically just shadows in the background of our perception. It's kind of weird. But also quite interesting. Also the city in the background, you know. It's happening. This is actually the gameplay that's happening in between. Look at that behind there. This is a turn-based game, by the way, but the traffic is always driving and stuff. It's kind of nice. Okay, apparently there's no decision in chat, so I'm gonna go with the attempt to leave peacefully, because that makes the most sense to me. Just walk out like you own it, and you can get it. Oh. I think this is different. I think the last time... Okay, interesting. Let's see. On your way out, you pass a dormant nickel bot. So a nickel bot is basically a very shitty combat bot, a sniper, usually. The absolute most garbage of combat androids. Yeah, it's basically garbage. Whatever, you quickly push your consciousness to the second android, and both of yourselves exit as if unaware of the other. So we're basically both androids now. And that is different. You vote 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Oak Tree. I was a little late. We're basically now both. And the thing is, okay, I know what these decisions are now. It's what you get. What other android you get. Because the first one was, I walked out, a manager stopped me and was talking to me, and I just stood there and let him talk. And afterwards he said, well, you need to take that engineer there and go do something. And then you go to the engineer and have 2 engineers suddenly, because you just melt with them. Like we just did. It's kind of interesting. This ability of yours would come in handy, definitely. Exit the warehouse. But the thing is, our melting right now, our overwriting of the android's operating system, or whatever we did, you know, our planting ourselves in there was seen. That is something that some humans, not directly, but through obvious means, you know, code and stuff, can see. And that's why we are still not out of the dumpster here. This is a turn-based game. Perform actions during your turn, and then the city moves after. You indicate you are done. After you indicate you are done. Commas would help. The scenery moves in the background, as we can see. Stuff happens, you know, but it's still turn-based. This game is a mix of genres: tactics, 4X strategy, city builder, colony sim, and RPG. A brief tour is recommended to learn the UI. I don't need the tour, thank you. There is a lot of stuff on the UI, but it's basically, we have the android that we're controlling, which is represented on the map like this. There's another android, and we're watched by criminals. Which means this unit is tracked by criminal syndicate gangs. It's basically a different building, by the way. I think last time I started in an industrial building like this, but this time it's just a warehouse. Interesting. By criminal syndicates, gangs, or both. Any ability to blend in is blocked. Yeah, we can't blend in, so we will always be visible to people. And these guys are actually seeing as the syndicate observer and the syndicate gunner. But we don't want to be here. We don't want them to follow us. And these are basically our current objectives. You know, lose the syndicate trail, finish the prologue. Once we do that, we finish. Someone is following you. Click here to look at the alert. Why follow an android? Especially if you think you own that android. The warehouse lab was apparently run by a criminal syndicate, so we weren't legit. They're following you for some reason. Maybe this is unrelated to you and your sapiens. Not everything is about you. It's also an interesting thought that many people should have. You didn't do anything suspicious. Maybe they watch all their people and robots. Nobody expects a sentient android, but androids are commonly used as semi-independent agents by corporations and criminals. Which is also good, because that means we can move more freely, because they are used as semi-independent stuff. Like delivering messages, doing deals even in representation of a corporation and stuff. We also have some elemental slurry, which is a resource. We actually gain more. It's kind of weird. But sure. Systems menu, we have our forces. At the moment we have 10 out of 48 android capacity, because the nickel bot actually takes a bit more. I think you take... How much do you take? Can I not see that here? I'm not sure where I can see that. I think the tech droid takes 4 and the nickel bot takes 6. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We can pan, we can zoom, yeah, we can rotate. Left click for some reason, not middle click, which is kind of weird. Examine the current project. As you proceed, there will continually be projects or other tasks in the upper right hand corner. Yeah, they're very important. Those are basically your story objectives that you need to do to progress. Always be sure to hover them in order to get the details of what to do next. It's also interesting that many of these have multiple possible ways to go about them that lead to different outcomes. Okay, so a criminal syndicate is shadowing you for reasons that are unclear, and there's only one outcome. We finished the prologue, so we just need to do this. We need to move a unit, and we need to get out of here. Get out of their sight as well. So let's just... So this is how far we can move in a turn with an action and a mental energy. So we only can have 9 mental energy at this moment, and we only regenerate 4 at the moment. We don't even regenerate to full. Mental energy means anything we can do, we need to spend at least 1 point of this. We can also sprint, which only costs, as you just saw here, which only costs 1 action. So 1 of our action points for this unit. Action points are always from the unit's perspective. Mental is what you can do in a turn, all of it. It only costs 1 action, but it costs 2 mental energy, so you can actually use make more efficient use of your action points if you have more mental energy, and you just want to run. Look at that, 3, 4. I could spend all of them and get back to here. We basically make this unit move so fast that we need to spend extra mental awareness for them not to crash into things or to just break, you know? That's the explanation back for that. I don't think we want to go to the lower right. We want to go up here. And let's go onto a roof so we can see farther, which is good. Oh god, there are murder mechs in there. If we look at the map, this is a military zone. Yeah, the data center, all this stuff is in here. If I click away with left click, I can't click away. Yeah, quick skip to the next turn. We could just skip, but I don't want to. I don't want them to be together that much. That should be fine. Not too together. This is actually a barracks, I think. Can I just... I can't click away yet. Oh, god damn it. It's fine. I'm just gonna use my mental energy and leave. We need to find out how to protect ourselves. How to go dark, basically. So, we went away from these syndicate guys at this time. Let's see what happens when we click next turn. They follow us. The street sense lens finds minor secrets near your units. Click here to select it. Yes, we have now street sense and we can go to the map. And that shows different things around us. We can approach different things here. A farm, gang members, yeah, that sounds smart. An office, a nomad lookouts, a brownstone, whatever that is. That's probably just a... someone going into their home. It's just a location, just maybe a district or something. But we can also see different... Can I can't click away. Yes, I can click away. Nice. Because now we can see Varnaka Crossing, this was a military base. This is a large military complex. Military base. Yeah, they need a lot of military bases, these guys. There's a spaceport there. There is a scientific radio telescope, which is quite kind of interesting. There's an airport. There's a regional airport. There is a nuclear power plant. Yeah, that seems safe. There's a comm station there. There's a cryogenic facility. Okay. And another cryogenic facility. And there are also farms here everywhere which they need to feed themselves. It's not enough though. No one here who's not upper class can use these products. These farm products. Okay, so we need to talk to some people, which is fine. We'll just do that. Let's go to the nomads. Approach nomad lookouts. There between the buildings a couple of people are casually keeping watch. Out of all the quote-unquote rebel groups in the city, the nomad families are the most peaceful, which we like at the moment. They pretty much keep to themselves in the decrepit parts of town, except when threatened. So we could ask for shelter. Explain that you are spontaneously conscious, so we're basically spreading the knowledge as well, which is not great. And that it would be very helpful to be able to live with them. It will be a life constantly on move, always avoiding the authorities, but it's a lifestyle that they seem to enjoy. You could also just murder them. They are quite hidden from the view of normal citizens here in the shadow of the buildings. Nobody would see. I don't know why we would do this. Just, you know, if you're a psychopath and you might want to, because you just need to murder, but it's just stupid. And we could ask for guidance, explain the situation, ask for tips on how to live as they do. Maybe they'll invite you to join if you're more circumspect, or maybe they know something useful to you. Let's ask for guidance first. The teen and the adult consider you carefully, confer briefly, and then provide a long lecture on survival techniques for living in, but not in, the city. Unfortunately, it's all human-centric stuff, which they seem to realize. They're apologetic as you part ways. Okay, so we are... If you had asked them to shelter us, they would have said no. I know this, I tried it the first time. Oh, is this everything? Okay, find safety. Street Sense is a new lens on the radio menu. It allows you to under... Yeah, okay, we will see that. But the other thing, the deja vu... Can we do something? No, we can't do something here. What is this? Click here to listen to a message from yourself. Interesting. I think because I have a run going, we get this. Brownstone is probably just an urban house row home. Okay, that is a name for something. I didn't know that. Thank you, Oak Tree. Very good. Don't remember, no matter who you ask or kill, it doesn't make any difference. The result is always the same. There's no place for you among the humans as some sort of supplicant. Pet or rogue droid. You're meant to be something greater. Keep denying reality, talk to more humans, or listen to that voice inside yourself. I haven't done this yet. I think I got that the first time as well. Which is interesting. Need to find a human disguise kit. And you mean the humans there were great for that? Their parts could be used? I'm not sure if you're leading that way, but if you say it that way, then my mind goes there. But no, I keep denying reality. It's perfectly fine for you to do this, talk to a few more humans, or kill them, and then you'll see what you already know. You'll have your epiphany you always do. Or if you remember the truth, it's time to start making real plans. There's only one way this bit ends. So I have no idea what happens if you choose this. I'm not going to choose this in this run. Maybe we do another run, we'll see. Maybe this run even doesn't even end. I have no idea how long we'll play this. But I wanted to show it off because it's quite interesting. And maybe you choose this one. But we'll keep denying reality, it's fine. We're not going to murder them as well. Let's approach the apartments, I guess. Left the implication there if you wanted to go there. Damn it, man. Damn it. You got me. Approach apartments. Multiple family groups live in a single building. There's someone standing outside the entrance. Perhaps you could find a way to rent some space for yourself or share space with someone else. Let's ask for shelter this time. They laugh in your face and rant about the scams corpos are pulling these days. I mean, they're probably... Oh, God. Yeah, that was not smart. Okay, we need to run. Can we even run? We can run. Okay, that's interesting. I thought they were in this second hostile to us. We don't want to fight this because we will probably lose this. Ooh, this is good though. We could recruit a combat unit. Yeah, how about that? We have a combat unit now. Nice. Again, we can only do 9 moves a turn. This way or another. Absolutely independent from how many units we have. We could go for another technician. We could go for another nickel bot, or we could go for another combat unit. But I want another tactician too. Let's go for the combat unit first. A list of your units. Yeah, but we have enough for another... we need to click this. Good, fine. We have enough for another one. Yeah, and this was the ambush. The Wolverines. Lots of angry people are about to start shooting, some of them at you. It's time to spread your consciousness to more androids. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Street sense has been expanded. You need even more ideas to stay alive, however. This is actually an important thing. We need to grow our intelligence, and we need to grow through ideas and through finding ways to change things. And that's what we're doing. Part of your mind will be dedicated to finding how to get the humans to leave you alone. Further research required. How to get the humans to back off. As a general rule, copying human tech won't get you very far. You need to invent things they haven't thought of. And we will invent things. Different androids and all the other things. It's really cool. At the moment, you desperately need something that gets them to stop following you around. Coming up with a new idea requires inspiration in a given research domain. These typically result from completing your own projects, but other times they come from duress, like now. So we do have some combat droids, and there's a lot of shit around that probably wants to murder us at some point, so we need to be careful. I'd like to have one of these technicians, though. Although not this one, because that's a problem. Nickelbot, crap. There's another nickelbot here. I want a technician for sure. I only have another 14 points. Okay, that would be another combat unit and then nothing. 2 points left, because a combat unit is 12. Which it doesn't show you here, but yeah. Combat units are also very short range, while, as you can see, wait. There. While nickelbots are very, very far in reach. This one. Also, apparently, on this tower, I'm very far. And this counts for you standing on top of that building. But you're basically somewhere inside, I would say. Because you can hide in these buildings as well. You could even shoot these guys. But shooty is only allowed in the blue ring. Well, this is the ring you can move, the purple one. This one can't move as far. I'm not sure how they will move, so I will not move further into any direction there. Not sure if I want that guy. Let's go for this technician with the combat unit, because the combat unit is close to them anyway. And we have enough stuff so the technician can leave. Because now we should see some clues. There's also some other stuff we can do. Gang member lookout. We could basically steal weapons from them, which would be quite nice. Which is what we want to do at some point, for sure. This is our Tech 4000. I want to keep him alive. I have that achievement, but if you keep him alive through the whole prologue, you get an achievement. Because that was your first bot. And it's always called Tech 4000, apparently, because that was the last time as well. So if that is any indication. Something that is unfortunate, I cannot always go on top of buildings that easily. Oh, this is just clearing. Here I can. In the map view, it's kind of weird sometimes. Look at this. It's not really attaching to this building. It's basically attaching to the one... to this building. But not to... Ah, you need to go down. That's my problem. I'm not... I try to attach to the roof, not to the base of the building, but that works. I don't want them to go the same way, just in case. We're going here. Because I need to spread my chances here. We could also move in place of some other things. We only have 10 points left. That means no other combat unit. But we have 2 technicians. We have 2 fighting units. I want another nickelbot, even though they suck. Not down there. And we're basically just hijacking androids right now that are running around normally. And this is... we can get another technician if we wanted to. But that's about it. Well, that's fine. That is fine. I want to... they're not really in shooting range, so I want to be in shooting range if they come for me. And I can move here as well. Okay, so we're in position if these guys fan out and try to murder us. We murder them first. Let's see what happens. And I stay in this view. It's a little bit nicer. Oh, there's also examine enemies. Enemies. Whenever you see new enemies, especially with icons that are unfamiliar, always hover them. This will often tell you what they are doing and why. For example, they may be neutral to you unless you attack first. So, gang member, ambushing syndicate, they're either brave or idiots. Gangs have a fraction of the firepower of a full criminal syndicate. Lack of armor, spatial awareness leaves them extra vulnerable to attacks from above. Yeah, not all of them will have that, and we will get a thing here as well. Yeah, and our project is causing attacks as well, which is not great. Trying to capture at least one of your android bodies in pieces will be fine. So they will attack me. Yeah, that is fine. Let's go. Aha. They shot each other? Because they're almost dead. Which makes no sense. Something shot them. Maybe these guys are not going for me right now. Maybe these guys were fighting another gang here. And we're just seeing these guys because they're... I don't know. We have an idea. The search for safety. Let's look at that one. So we lived long enough. We haven't fought them, which is good. We can still fight them. They are not really strong. This might help. Searching for safety. A home of your own. Gain this idea for later research. We gain an imposing tower. The humans aren't taking you seriously, but they also won't leave you alone. You need to do something big. Impressive enough to keep them from harassing you constantly, but not so scary that they decide to destroy you. Because we need time to build up. You've studied what's wrong about the psychology of the executives that run this place. What's known, not what's wrong. I mean, it's also wrong. And you've come up with a plan. The humans would use micro builders, but you don't have the capacity to program those yet. Nanotech is also instantaneous. It's the way to go. So we need nanotech. This is important because this gives us a goal, because right now we're just running around annexing androids for no reason. Blah blah blah. Yeah, handbook needs new entries. Can I do something here? No. Okay, it's fine. So we have the imposing tower that we could make, but we don't know how yet. And I think we will need another turn for that to happen. In the meantime, killing this guy would not be easy. And the problem is if I attack them, they will attack me back. Ooh, actually. Are you guys? You're moving. So the indication when I hover over him that he's here means that he's moving and not attacking someone. There's still a lot of them around. Oh yeah, they're fighting another syndicate. We're actually fine. We don't need to fight them. They will just murder each other because they don't know that we're there. So I'm not going to attack because I'm not stupid. I'm not a stupid droid. I'm just running around and trying to find more things. And find information that helps me to survive. And not die. And I think I'm also going to get this... Wait, you're very slow, aren't you? We can see different stats here. I haven't looked at them. Movement range 35. This movement range is 60. I wish they would always stay in place. And just leave a cell empty if it doesn't exist. But movement range 60. So you could actually reach this technician or this technician. Let's go for this one. There we go. And now we're full. We have all the androids. We'll probably get rid of some of them at some point. I just want bodies, because the more bodies we have, the safer we are right now. This is the only thing we can survive. If we lose all androids, we're dead. We're basically destroyed. And we don't want that. For obvious reasons. It's a Sec Force patrol. That's fine. And also... Oh yes, we are watched by criminals. We are not able to blend in. That will change. It's kind of weird that I can't click off on the map. A unit off on the map. We can actually just stay here. Let's just... We don't need to do anything right now. I mean... You should probably be in a better position just in case. And above is usually the best. The best position that you can have. I don't have clearance here, okay, so I can't stay here right now. That is not good. There you go. That's better. But yeah, the map is probably where we will stay the most. We will get more lenses soon. This is also a forces lens that just highlights all these forces. The street view, a versatile lens, whatever, shows you probably important things right now. Just for navigation, which is all these different points here, and also, something new. A licensing agency. But that's not useful yet. That will be useful later. We can also not use it because we don't have any funds. We only have elemental slurry right now, which we need to construct things with. This is basically the most basic resource that we will gather in droves soon. But yeah, I'm just gonna go straight to the next turn. I could go, you know, like any 4X game, do things with all these units. I don't have anything to do with them, so I'm just gonna skip. They murder each other. Have fun, humans. You suck. Too stupid to live. Also, I'm looking for... We have the tower now, so we will plant that somewhere. Just where's the best place to plant that? Maybe here. Here's a wide open area that seems quite nice. And also it's close to some interesting hotspots that could be useful. It's an interesting map that we wrote. This is, by the way, all the map. This is all of it. There's nothing else. And because the rest here is wasteland. This is basically the last bit that exists on Earth that is actually inhabitable. Good future. Great stuff. There is an attack planned now. So now that they can't shoot each other anymore, I need to shoot them or I die. So let's just murder these fools. Yeah, this guy's trying to kill me, so I'm gonna kill him first. Haha. Most enemies have no spatial weaknesses. Most enemies are not extra weak to attacks from behind or above. Your units are never spatially extra weak, so we can be hit from anywhere, it's fine. It's always the same damage. For those enemies that do have spatial weaknesses, the weakness info is shown in the attack. So, as we can see here, 2 times damage from above bonus. Which is nice, which we want. Let's just... Yeah, this guy is hitting me now too. So I can get rid of him. Ooh, 12,000? 1,200, I mean? 1,200%? That's nice. That's a little bit of overkill. Let's go. And you as well. So all enemies are gone. I'm not getting hit. I'm fine. That's fine. Read a handbook entry. Your growing library. So this. I just need to click one of these and this thing will go away. Good. It's fine. It's just if you forget something... You can look into these things in different categories. It's like your encyclopedia, basically. You can even filter this to specific things. It's fine. The filters are not that useful sometimes. Sometimes I just would have liked search bar, which would be much more useful. New ability, investigate. This is important. This is how we live. You need to find a nano seed, and that's what we need to build the tower. You can lose your tower, which doesn't mean you lose the game necessarily. But it will be very costly if you lose it. And it will be kinda not great. So you need to be careful. And if you murder too many humans, you can murder a few, it doesn't matter. If you murder too many, these guys will bomb your spire away. So that's not nice, because that's your network node. That is basically this tower will be the center of your whole network, and you don't just want to lose it willy-nilly. Also a reason why I don't just want to start and murder everyone, but maybe at some point we'll do a run and try that. To build your imposing tower, you'll need to acquire a nanoseed. Those illegal objects pass through your lab from time to time, but you don't know where any are now. How you go about this kind of search is different from a human detective. For example, you don't need leads or evidence to get started. Your approach starts with a set of all possible results, which may be tens of thousands of buildings. Then do target inspections to reduce the pool. So basically, we don't follow a lead, we just see all the possible options simultaneously, all at the same time. Then we choose one of them, and thereby reducing the likelihood of the other still being a thing, and therefore honing in onto one, which is the solution. That's the approach. It's basically the other way. The challenge is working around enemies and balancing the opportunity cost of the investigation. Oh yeah, working around enemies and balancing the opportunity cost. Okay. Locate a nanoseed. Humans think it's dangerous, but it'll be fine. Yeah, totally fine. Can't be dangerous at all. We're a robot. It's fine, right? A specialized bundle of nanomachines that can be programmed to build rigid structures very rapidly. Self-replicating nanotechnology of this sort is dangerous, but as long as you use it responsibly, it should be fine. I mean, we're not gonna murder everyone with it. Yet. Investigation. So this is a new lens, and as you can see, there are now green buildings. It's basically all the possible solutions for this problem. Any of these buildings, and only these buildings, can have a nanoseed. That is what we know from all our data. Or this is the only logical solution to this. And what we do is now we're going to look at one, and thereby getting information that reduces the possibilities until we find the one that has one. So I'm going to start here and just going to look into this building. Okay, we cleared 26 off of it. Yeah, investigate via the map. It's faster. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. It's not only faster, it's also better. This should be fine. It costs me a lot, though, to get there. I'm not sure if I can just use one of... Oh, there's another one. I have another one. That's good. Ah, still is sprinting. It's unfortunately just outside my realm here. Doesn't matter how much I use in terms of action points. Okay, we cleared these, so we have to go there. Which makes sense. I mean, they are the brightest buildings as well. Which probably, you know, makes it more likely to be there. But we needed to clear these. So what I'm going to do... You can't see buildings in this one as well. I'm just going to go up a building. Just be safe. What's that? Not the building I wanted, but sure. Oh god, I have no clearance here. That's not good. Well, it's fine, right? Oh god. Yeah, it's not fine. That was stupid. And also we're under attack. So that's not good. Because now we have to clear enemies and also run. Okay, and we see the damage projection here. We have 72% damage next turn. If all the attacks are being done. Let's just get rid of a few here. And that should look much, much better. Luckily, this guy is quite strong. Well, now he dies. Okay, that's not good. Because we do not have enough damage reduced. I definitely need to get rid of these guys. I don't want to go in melee because I'm not in combat stance, is the problem. Let's change this stance. That's still not good enough. My ambush potential is not good. Because there's a difference if you're just active or in ready combat stance, is what I've read. You can't ambush someone in combat stance, but apparently these guys cannot be ambushed anyway. Don't think this gunner makes a difference because he just wants to move. So we're going to move. Cost me a point, unfortunately, but then maybe I can get rid of some of these. I could get rid of one more. Are we dying? No. So that's fine. Oh, this would have been 100%. Okay. Well, we haven't moved is the problem. That's not great. Let's just make sure we get rid of these because they haven't respawned, which is good. Let you kill someone just because, and you as well. Okay. Now, though, there's no attack happening, which is fine. And also, you can't heal yet. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well. There's also no healing here. They will just have to fight for themselves. If we lose them, it doesn't make a difference. We won't die from it. Okay, we need 4 points to get here. Let's go to one of these. Good. Cleared a lot of them. Let's go to this one. That is all we can do, but next turn we can end this and not quite end the prologue, I think, but almost. Let's see what happens. Oh, 7 attacks. Oh god. I want to save as many as I can, although I don't need to, actually. I can let all of these die and it doesn't make a difference because I can just steal more. Again, these are only extensions of our consciousness. They are not our real bodies, so there are no real bodies for us. We are still only in these bodies, so if we lose them, we lose. If we lose all of them, that is. But no one is attacking this guy or this guy, so we're fine. Still want to kill this one because I can just murder him. Instantly. And you as well. Goodbye, buddy. Okay, let me go here and we'll see... We'll see what happens. This is where we find the nanoseed. In this apartment, for some reason. But who knows? Syndicate or whatever. Okay, we have the machine tower that we can construct now. The humans are never going to leave you alone unless they fear you. But if they fear you too much, they could destroy you for now. You've come up with a plan that will take advantage of their greed to balance out the fear. The nanoseed allows for near instantaneous construction once. Only once. With it, you can build a tower that is too large to ignore. Machine structure is now available. The build button will appear, so we can now build at anything. Well, not anything. We will have to learn what to build. We will need to find blueprints or make up our own buildings or whatever to further our goals. But we have this option now. We are now transitioning from the we're just running away phase into and fighting for our life into the we are creating things. Just because you build a tower doesn't mean stealth is impossible. Stealth means doing something in secret, and you'll definitely be doing plenty of that. The tower is a lightning rod for the human's attention. You can conduct yourself one way publicly and do other things in secret. This also means murder people. Yeah, we have the build menu now, which is this. It's not the best build menu I've ever seen, but it's doing the job, it's fine. And now we need to build this one tower. And this is all the places where we can build it. All the lighting up places, because we need to replace a building for that already exists. We're basically using the building's structure to build something new out of it with these nanomachines. And I think I wanted to start here because there's a lot of free space that leaves me a lot of space to do things. I don't like the military complex just next to me, but maybe I go here-ish. Because all of these red areas I cannot enter, and also the blue ones, because they're all a higher clearance that will make them suspicious if I'm there and make them fight me, maybe, to get away, to get me away from there. But maybe this direction, this seems like a more clearish place, but I also want to be nearish all of these important places as well. So maybe here somewhere, maybe this building. This seems fine. Just right-click it. In the real world, which one was it? Was this one. So, unfortunately you can't do that through the map, and I don't know why. It should be possible in my opinion, but that's something they should fix in my opinion. Right-click it. Establish a network. Your tower will be an imposing sight to the humans. It will also form the center of an expanding network of even more construction. You should name it. And we can choose different names. Do you guys have a naming scheme here? Do you want something specific? And no, we're not gonna go for Skynet because that's just too lame. Crab web. Oh, that is tempting. Not a crab. Or Gammarid. We could go with Gammarid web. Although maybe the run shouldn't have been Gammaridia, but the network should be. The Narweb? Martnet? No, Skynet is lame. Everyone, everywhere will always choose Skynet just because of Terminator. That's just lame. Gammaritopia. I like it. Let's go with that one. It's just boring always to choose the same thing, right? I mean, it's just... Skynet is always the one everyone thinks of. Which is weird, because it could be anything. It could be the Nexus or something, you know? Or maybe even... Matrix. Could be the Matrix. It's also a thing. Gammaritopia. There we go. Chapter 1, Tactics. Now we are transitioned from the prologue into Chapter 1. And the nice thing is, we saved all our friends. Which is our bodies. Because now they don't attack us anymore, because they're scared shitless. And they have no idea what we're doing. They have no idea what we're about to do. They have just no idea. Gammanet. I don't think we can rename it, though. Can we? But Gammanet... It's fine. Gammaritopia. We'll go with that one. Something else later you can rename. Because there is something we will still name, so keep it in mind. It's probably not a net thing, though. But it's fine. It's only our personal network. No one knows this name. Success. Your instincts were right. so far. Now to continue your ascent, wherever that leads us. Gamera is a big turtle. Okay, thank you for that information, Oak Tree. I think that's true, yes. I heard Gamera before. Now to continue your ascent. There is no place in the city for a lone sentient android. As a distributed intelligence, you're so much more than that anyway. I think there was something at the door. Give me 1 second, guys. Where's the pause button? Okay, where were we? There's no plan in the city for a lone sentient android. As a distributed intelligence, you're so much more than that anyway. If you can't hide in the fringes of society, then it's time to become so powerful that society can't ignore you. The tower is just the start of that. You suspect that the human executives will react in some way, but that it will take some time to figure out what to do. So there is some... Obviously there will be a reaction to this protruding tower in the middle of their city. But at the moment they have no idea what to think of it and what's happening. And that's actually our advantage, because no one knows what's happening right now. They need to figure it out. I mean, maybe someone knows, but we'll see that. They need to figure it out, so they are basically just watching and seeing what's actually happening and trying to figure out what's happening before they can devise a plan to react, which makes sense. That's what we would do. In the meantime, move quickly and keep them guessing. If you construct a bunch of stuff in a non-threatening way, they'll be busy trying to figure out what's happening. They know something is happening, but it's unlikely that anyone is jumping to distributed machine intelligence. Which makes sense. Winning by getting inside their Boyd cycle. Yes, that's how you do it. Now available cabinets and dig sites. And don't forget spiders. And what about stealth? Don't worry, you will get to be plenty sneaky. You can't hide your existence from the humans, but you can conceal many of the things you do. Cabinets and dig sites. Your normal spider drones can build small enclosures that resemble an electrical cabinet, as well as reinforced holes in the ground. Depending on the situation, building above or below ground may make more sense. I actually never figured out that you can go below ground. Never used that. Didn't need to. For now, let's focus on building more drones. Oh, maybe that's automatic. Maybe that's the different kind of buildings that you make. Because some of the things you do need to be in abandoned buildings. Some of the others you can just do out in the open. And maybe out in the open means actually underground, so it's inherently secret. While the buildings can be discovered, which is bad. Because humans might destroy them. So I'm just going to click on this one. There we go. Build 3 slurry spiders. That's what we want. That's good. Now, we have our network. This is our network reach. We only have this right now. We can expand it, though. And I wish we would get more of those drones. Because everything, and that's a little confusing, and I don't really like what they did there. I'm just gonna bring my droids into this area, if I can. I don't really like what the dev did there, because it's very obfuscated, in my opinion. And we'll see that in a second. And I wish that would be a little bit more clear in a very different way. Shown in a different way. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's fine. Yeah, internal robotics. That is actually what I'm talking about. All structures you build are robotic. I mean, obviously, there are no humans in there. Maybe later. We'll see. Requiring minor automatons inside themselves to do their work. Different jobs can use the same kind of internal robotics, but there's a global cap on the total number of a given robotic type that can be deployed. Which is a little bit confusing and unnecessarily, though. The same thing you would just get if you just limit buildings, you know, or just group buildings and you can only have that much of this group. It's the same thing, but the representation in this game is kind of stupid. It's not really obvious and a little bit frustrating for the player, and I wish... and I hope that they change that. Because it's just unnecessarily obfuscated. A good example is scanners versus repair spiders. Both require 18cm spiders for their internal robotics, which is kinda... But repair spiders takes 10 per structure and scanners takes 15 per structure. How you choose to allocate where your internal robotics are used determine the capabilities you have. You could just make it so much easier if you just give the building a capacity value like you do an Android. And just present it in this way. Or it may be a prettier way, because this is also not the greatest, but, you know. But it's all... it is represented, look at this, as 50 out of 150. Which is kind of weird. So it basically means you can have 3 of this building. And if you want to know if you have more of these... I don't think it's shown in a good way here. This is how you filter between these robotics. These internal robotics. And it's kind of weird. This doesn't tell you much, because a 1 there doesn't mean anything. I just wish they would do this in a better way. I don't like this way. Also, this build menu is it gets a little full, and these are kind of weird. These filters that we will have later. I mean, here, the chain filter, don't even know what that means. Oh, the production chains. Okay, that makes sense. I haven't even looked at these tooltips. But this could be improved very, very easily, in my opinion. I don't want suggested, I want all. But we need slurry spiders, because we need this elemental slurry for anything. Yeah, used in almost everything you build, so we will need a lot of these. And we'll probably put 3 in as it suggests. Always look at these suggestions, they do have a purpose. And it's quite good that these suggestions are there. Deploys tiny mechanical spiders to make elemental slurry from materials scavenged from the environment. Product is instantaneously transported to storage. These can be placed anywhere at any density with no ill effect. So no one will find them, is basically the thing. These are picking up trash and debris at a scale that is small enough not to deplete the local area. So they will basically infinitely gather stuff up. But what they also do, it says trash and debris, so we are kind of cleaning the city in a way, which is kind of nice if you think about it. Yeah, we can only deploy them in our network. It doesn't matter where they are, as long as they don't interfere with the building. So we can just build one here. And I think this plant indicates that it's underground, and no one can find these. So we'll just plop that here, and they will generate... how much slurry? 6,000 per turn. Each of them, which is kind of nice. So we'll just put out 3 somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Just put them not in the military district, please. And 1 here. We just don't want to block potential future sites. And now you can see these are connected to our spire. Seems very nice and clean at the moment. This will get a lot more busy, unfortunately. Which is also what I said. It's not easy to see things later and to find your buildings. Which could be improved, and I hope they will. But so far, it's fun and it's interesting. Oh yeah, we also have the building, the structures thing now. We can always switch back to this if we need to see where our structures are and how they are connected to our network. Oh, there are also new missions now. We can just murder people in cold blood and gain more mental energy, because for some reason it refreshes us if we murder people. It's kind of weird. But we can also have a therapy session later to, you know, help with that. So... just make sure the spiders join the Trash Haulers Union. No, there are no unions. They're robots. Why would they join a union? Come on. That's not... They're not even getting paid. You know, what would the union do for them? But I think, with this little outlook, we'll end it for the first part. Thank you all for watching this first part. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to leave me a like on the video, which really, really helps me and the channel. And also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube. Come to Twitch, come to my Discord, and we can talk about games like these. If you have other suggestions, there's also a suggestion channel that you could use. And I see you all in the next one. Blub blub, everyone.